Shalom Aleichem. I'm here today with Jonah Karls, a great man that
Thank you for having me.
Bezrat Hashem, I'll have him on many shows in the future.
Oh man, let's do it.
So we're on chapter 9 of Tanya, and we started off. So Vehine makom mishkan nefesh abamit shemiklipa noga bechol Israel ish Israel hu balev b'chalal asmoli. Here's the main dwelling place of the animal soul in every person of Israel, in the left side of their heart, on the left ventricle of the heart, which is filled with blood, as it is written, because that's the part where the blood is, and as it's written, ki adam hu nefesh, because
what does that mean?
Because the blood is the nefesh, is the soul, and as we know, when a man loses blood, too much blood, what happens? Passes away. So there's a connection to life, a life force in us and our blood.
Nice. And therefore, ultimately, we need our soul in order to be
alive physically in this body. Exactly, it's our life force. It's the initial. It's the
source of power.
It's not just the body. There's that force that keeps the body. Exactly, it enlivens the body. It literally means the enlivening soul. Okay? Physically. שהוא מלא דם וכתיב כאדם ונפש ולכן כל הטהרות ותפארות וכעס.
And then we also said that.
And now, but therefore all the desires and the lusts and anger and similar things to that, they come from the heart on the left side, and they spread to the whole body, to the other organs, and even to the brain. And the brain thinks about this and meditates upon it, and becomes cunning, and the brain starts to become deceiving with these desires. And it's been written, I believe, in the Arizals from a few hundred years before this was written, that it goes to the soul, the animal soul, goes from the heart to all the other organs and even to the brain, and that's why organs, sometimes when we think about certain things, it has an influence on our organs.
For example,
even if someone gets mad, their heart starts to beat. And they start to bite their teeth. They start to bite their teeth when people are angry and stuff. That's because it's more. Yeah, exactly. Nails. And now, that's what the Alter Rebbe has to say about the animal soul.
Same thing for love. You love someone, or
exactly, but that's different. A positive thing is a positive aspect here is different, and here we're going to explain why. Ach makom mishkan nefesh ha'elohit. הוא במוחין שבראש ומשם מתפשטות לכל האיברים וגם בלב בחלל הימני שאין בו דם. וכמו שכתוב, that's cool. Yeah, so as it's written.
No, don't say yeah. So should we start as it's written?
So it says, it's written, I believe in Tehillim, that the heart of a wise man is on his right, on the right side of his heart. What does that mean? That the emotions, because the heart's affiliated with emotions, whereas the mind is affiliated with chokhmah bina da'at, which means that we could either feel emotions we could either feel negative emotions or positive emotions. So lev chacham hu yamini, a wise person's heart is on the right. That is where the dwelling place of the soul is, and vehi avat Hashem, and that means that's love of Hashem. To feel your soul, it says in the Shema, ve'ahavta et Hashem elokecha. Hashem doesn't want us just to intellectually think about Him. He wants us to love Him too. And how do we love Him? Shelevet mitbalevet balev mashkelim hamevinim b'mitbonenim v'dat. So how do we do it? It says, if you want your love for Hashem to flare up like a coal, like burning charcoal, you have to think and reflect and like try to understand with your knowledge of everything you know about Hashem, to really sit back and reflect upon this, to things that me'orerim, things that enlighten your soul, enlighten your love for Hashem. And then once you do all these things, you're going to really feel love for Hashem, at the beauty of Hashem. And Balev, betiferet Hashem ve'adar geono, at the holiness, the majesty of His kingdom, of Hashem's kingdom, like in the higher realms, how great Hashem is, and all these things. When you really reflect upon these things, it's gonna allow you not only to have it in your mind, but also in your heart. And that's the whole purpose of learning Torah, is not just to think about it, to feel it.
Someone once told me there is a big difference between knowing something up here, up in the head, and knowing something down there in your heart. There's a big gap, and that gap is what usually sets us far from our goals, from the things we know we should be doing, and that is our avoda. That is our mission, to try and build that gap, build that bridge in order to act on how we know, and not only know, but how we feel is right. It's when you do something and you don't only feel it's right, but you know that what you're feeling is right.
Amen. And honestly, I couldn't have said that better at all myself. That was exactly true. When we always know certain things and we're so aware of certain things, but then we still don't feel it in our heart and we still let life get us down. But if we really focus on the goal and the reality of the situation, and we allow ourselves to feel it, then it'll be such a different experience. As Eli said, we have to bridge the gap between our mind and our heart. And I'll try to continue on here. So you'll feel joy too, love and joy in Hashem when you think about these things and you reflect upon the greatness of Him. And it almost be like looking, when it says to look at Hashem, it means to understand that Hashem's there. It's much greater than just seeing with your eyes. To know, to realize everything. And you also have to reflect that Hashem is infinite and He's unfathomable. And this is all starting from Chokhmah Bina Dat. You know how there's a Eser Sfirot?
Mm-hmm.
There's Chokhmah Bina Dat and like Keter above, and then Chesed Gvura. It's parallel to the body. If you really, one day I'll show you the body and I'll show you like a picture of the body and how it's connected to the Sfirot. But basically it all starts in our mind and our soul when we think about things and we try to not just have wisdom of it but understand it. Then when we feel the love of it, that's the whole purpose. But it all starts with the top part, with our intellect. And here, I'll do a little more, and I think we'll continue on next video. I don't want this to be too long, because we could always make more. But it says the body is neutral, the body itself, and it's as if there's two nations battling over a small city. As two kings are declaring war on each other and they're battling for one city, that they both desire to control the body and to cause all the people inside it, exactly, to dominate over this town, and all the people inside will be obedient, meaning all the organs of the body will be obedient to the godly soul.
To the top force.
Exactly.
Okay.
And all the igzor alem, like gzera, all the decrees that the king does. This is how it works with the soul and the bodies. And they both desire that they alone should rule over it. The neshama desires that it itself will rule over the body. Exactly.
If you realize something very powerful that I just caught on to.
Yes, sir.
It says two kings. What is a king? A king is almighty, all powerful. That means that it's not a 2-to-1 battle. It means that we're not inclined towards good more than the bad. It's almost like it's an equal battle where it's both armies are.
That's a great
power.
thing. That's a great thing that you just caught on to, because here it says two kings are battling, and here it only says, and the neshama desires that it alone should rule over. It doesn't say the body also desires that it should rule over. It only says the neshama desires that it alone should rule. It's a battle, but the neshama is more committed. The neshama has the lead. Exactly. That's so your question, and it's good that he asked that amazing question, because I didn't make it clear. And what did Eli ask? He asked this question that it seems like an equal battle, but it's not an equal battle. Here it's written The Alter Rebbe gets this, I think, from the Arizal, if I'm not mistaken. But there's two kings battling over the body, the animal soul and the godly soul. But it only says that the godly soul desires that it should rule over the entire body, meaning that the godly soul is at an advantage. And I've heard many tzaddikim say that Hashem always makes it a bit easier than we deserve. He's always going to give a little bit more help to the godly soul than to the animal soul, because we're his children. He wants us to do well. So when we have that in mind, that we're always at an advantage, we just have to do our part, it makes things actually much easier.
It was very, very pleasing to be on the show, and thank you for having me.
Amen. May this video bring you a lot of success in this new year and only good things. And may you be on many more videos in the future. And all the best to you guys. May you all have a blessed new year with only sweetness and goodness. Please ask questions if you have any suggestions for videos. I'll always be interested in answering a question, or at least trying to answer a question, B'ezrat Hashem, in a video. And I wish you guys only good news. And may Eli, and that hopefully Eli comes back on many videos.